what if the Mediterranean Sea was a country? Yep. So I'll repeat this. What if the Mediterranean Sea was a country? That's today's video. But this country would be 2 million square kilometers. It would be the second biggest country in Europe. Because Russia is 16 and this is 2 million. It's bigger than Algeria. But it's not landlocked either. As is. I would have cut it off like right here, but I didn't do that. I did that this piece on accident and like this piece up here to it. And over here I accidentally gave this. I had to do it a few times because I accidentally gave this. Now, but a lot of countries like Turkey, Georgia, Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, Albania, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Slovenia, Italy, Libya, Tunisia, and Algeria. Cyprus. We do that. Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, Georgia, Greece, North Macedonia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Slovenia, Italy, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, and Cyprus. Let me do that again. Turkey, Greece, Albania, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Slovenia, Italy, Ukraine, Romania, Greece, Bulgaria, Georgia, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Palestine, Cyprus, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, and Algeria. And Malta. But they would, sorry for doing all that, but they would invade Malta and they would win. And then they would invade, they would buy some islands, they would buy islands. They would buy these 3 islands. And they just bought all those islands for some reason. But then they want to invade Greece, but they don't. First they invade Albania. They attack into Albania. Albania doesn't suspect this, yeah. And then Albania would get crushed under the control of the Mediterranean Sea. It got sank underwater. And that would get sucked into their empire here. Then they want to invade Montenegro. Yay! And they invade no country. And then Serbia doesn't like that. And they join the war. And the Mediterranean Sea will push into Serbia. But then Serbia would push back and start to invade into the Montenegro territory. But then the Mediterranean Sea would take it. The Mediterranean Sea would take all its land back and start to go into Serbia and split the country straight in half. And then that would make Serbia fall. So yeah. And from there, that's gonna be the new borders. Well, you can kind of tell this is from the sea, because they only took some islands over here, and they took like this. But then they want the borders to look better, instead of having just this. Oh my God, just this entrance. So they invade Kosovo. And from invading Kosovo, nothing happens. And they invade. And then Kosovo becomes a state. Yeah, I'm gonna color that in. And they annex Kosovo into their empire. And then Italy, they try to buy it, but they buy Sicily, but then they say no. and like they buy like a lot of it. They want to buy it, but Italy says no, and they're like they want to start a war, but they're not strong enough. So they get France and Austria into the war, and they join. They both push into Italian territory here. France does there, and then Austria. Austria doesn't do a good job. They like Italy captures that territory, but Austria actually pushes down there. First time seeing water around, and they take that. While down here the Mediterranean Sea, they push straight into Sicily here, and they capture the whole, and they be able to capture the whole island. Well, not an island anymore, but they capture it, and they start to push up the boot. Because Italy doesn't know there, so when they already captured all of that land. I feel bad for Vatican City. Man, they'll like, if I just get this, see, now you don't have sea. You have to go all the way over here. That's sad. Or over here, because you got the canal thing. So yeah, I think I already said this a million times. And they keep pushing in here. And Italy is scared of that. And then France keeps doing its job here. And then Italy just surrenders on that. And yeah. France, they get to have all of this. They get to have this territory here. They get to have put that borders in. They get to have all of this right there. Put Austria's territory. So Austria gets this land. France gets this land. Vatican City and San Marino just unite into one, and they take all of Italy, the rest of Italy here, and Mediterranean wants that land. But they wouldn't attack Greece because of like all the islands, and they're actually strong enough. Because Turkey gives them aid to, yeah. And Turkey actually does join the war here without Greece knowing, and they don't want any of the islands because this Mediterranean Sea wants all the islands here, because they also want the borders to look good and not look the best, but the better before. We said split here. And now I'm just gonna draw. That's basically the whole Mediterranean Sea now. And I'm not even gonna show this because there's the Annex Cyprus. Yeah, the Annex. And that's the Mediterranean Sea now. But they decide to have last three opponents. They attack Lebanon, Israel, and Palestine all at once. But since they're fighting these guys, Palestine fights Israel. Because, yeah. And they don't even know because they're too focused fighting each other. The only one in Israel takes them. Or Palestine takes them. I don't want to get sued for this or anything. Yeah. So Palestine or Israel. So say either one. So say Palestine. Yeah, that's all. So they attack Lebanon. Mount Lebanon falls over, but then the whole country falls. and Palestine or Israel, they get attacked, and yeah, it's over for Palestine or Israel. Yeah, crazy. And for some reason, for one last opponent, they decide to attack Egypt. Yeah, and because they just wanted the Sinai, and Egypt is like, yeah, you can have it. You can and a bit more. Whatever you have, whatever you want. I'm scared. So they decide to take them. They decide to take all of this land right here. They're like, yes. And all of this land becomes theirs. Yeah. We're in the car, and then for last thing, Mediterranean Sea, they get this. The Mediterranean country thing, they get that. That bought from Turkey. Yes. Turkey's mad, but they have to give up all of this land right here. And do that one piece later, because it's not to split it. But then Jordan has to give up a bit of land right here. That's all they have to give up. And all of that becomes their territory. And that's going to be the end of today's video. You can't even tell this is the Mediterranean Sea. And it has like this part of Egypt and Jordan, all of Palestine and Israel, some of Syria, all of Lebanon, parts of Turkey, these parts of Turkey, all of Kosovo, all of Serbia, all of Montenegro and Albania, all of Greece. Yeah, all of Greece since Turkey took some, but then they took that part from Turkey. And then, like, not all of Italy, since France, Austria, and Vatican City got some of it, but like half of Italy, I'd say. Because they wanted swift transport, like, for your France is not, so they can just, they don't have to go downhill. Okay, the borders look bad if it's just coming up here. Because they just wanted that part right there, but Serbia got involved in the war, so, yeah. See you guys, see you next video. Where my dog is cute. I'm just scratching my dog and I'm sorry. Bye. Bye. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.